What I am in fact teaching the person on the other end of the phone is that they're going to have to do that too. Now, if they're thinking and they don't have the confidence that I have, they may be saying to themselves quietly, I can't see myself doing that. I don't have that skill. I'm not willing to pick up the telephone and phone another person and do that kind of presentation. But when I invite people to gather information about my business via a CD, I am in fact teaching duplication because I am showing them a way in which they can see themselves going through that process. So ladies and gentlemen, when you're going to build your Zija business, you make sure that you do it in a duplicatable format. Now, one of the things is the follow-up. They say the fortune is in the follow-up. Those that create a big business are always the ones to follow up. It's not just enough to hand a CD out and expect a person to call you back. It's important that you get back to that person quickly, within 24 to 48 hours, and find out what they thought of what they heard. If we call them back a week later, they may not remember what they heard on that CD. It's not going to be fresh in their mind. So we want to get back to people within 24 to 48 hours. In fact, even better, if I give a CD out to a friend at work or a colleague, I want to give them a call in the evening, just as they've got out of their car, had their supper, and the information is still very fresh in their mind. That is a great time to do the follow-up. So we always want to make sure that we're setting up for a follow-up. We look for a common time together. We pick that time, we book that time, we agree on that time, and we go through that process. So it is important that we go through the follow-up process every single time with every single candidate. Okay, so we want to go through this process. So there's a lot of different ways to invite people, and I would suggest that you go through that process. A lot of people may come back to you with various objections or questions, and there's always ways to answer those objections through a 3-way phone call. But the first thing is to start the process of the conversation, and the way to start that process is to make sure that we are passing out the necessary information such that a person can get those questions answered, or at least have their interest piqued such that they start asking you the relevant questions. One of the other things I also suggest is on every single CD that you pass out, make sure that you have put a sticker with your name and contact information and phone number. I can't tell you how many times I have met people who have joined the business, become successful, but they've done it with someone else. Someone passed them a product or a CD or some information, and they didn't know how to get back to that person because there wasn't a phone number or a name on that CD. Also, you never know, ladies and gentlemen, you never know when you're going to pass out a tool like a CD, and that tool is going to go into other people's hands. In other words, maybe I listen to it tonight, I get totally excited about it, and I pass it to another friend of mine that happens to be a great person in networking. Who knows? So you want to make sure that your information is on every single piece of material that you hand out, whether it's a CD, a DVD, a product, or a brochure. You make sure that your business card and or your information is attached to every single one of those tools. Ladies and gentlemen, the art of the invitation is a skill. It is a skill that can be learned by every single person. Every person can become a master at the invitation. There are really only two things we need to master here, is the art of the presentation or the art of the invitation. When we're brand new in the business, we need only master the art of the invitation. Let the professionals do the presentation. You just master the invitation. And here's one thing I can promise you. The more you practice the invitation, the better you're going to get. Eventually, you will become so irresistible, so good at inviting people to come take a look, that for every 10 people you invite, 10 people are going to come and take a look. Why? Because you have effectively invited them to come review the information. With that, listen to this over and over again until you have mastered the art of the invitation. Thank you, and I wish you continued success in your business venture with Zija. Thank you.
Please understand that individual results vary, and different people experience different results from these products, as well as from this business opportunity. No guarantees, expressed or implied, are made. The discussion of various potential benefits to be derived from using these products or participating in this business are not meant as guarantees. Also, this is not a substitute for medical advice. You should consult your physician before beginning any diet, supplementation, or regarding medical symptoms.